r/AskReddit. What's fine in small numbers, but terrifying in larger numbers? Ladybugs. I was cleaning out an old barn and went up in the loft. As I was climbing up, I couldn't really see yet because it was so dark in the ground floor, but crazy bright in the loft. I felt some small bugs banging into the back of my head. I turned around and there was like a writhing mass of ladybugs on the window frame. Absolutely freaked me out. I had the same thing while I was living in Germany for a while. I loved ladybugs as a kid, as you'd only see one every so often, and they were pretty. Then suddenly there's literally thousands swarming around your windows, with the putrid stench when they get smushed. Ugh. Burps. Just imagine if everyone around you started burping at the same time. It's a recurring nightmare for me. What a specific nightmare. Geese. Have you ever been surrounded by a gaggle of Canadian geese? She's god-inducing. A repost of something that happened to me. I call it the goose incident and the epic dad pun. There was a Canada goose that had been hanging around the front lawn of the hotel for days, giving surly looks to everyone he imagined might be harboring romantic thoughts about the female geese accompanying him. I was leaving the hotel the morning he went off the deep end. He charged some boy, 8, who jumped back, dropped to the ground, and curled into a screaming ball. I just dropped my bag and jumped between them. I thought being significantly larger would stop this foolishness. Mr. Crazy Goose paused a second to reassess, then lowered his head, opened his beak, and resumed the charge at his new target. I have no idea where he got his knowledge of where to bite with a beak to effectively fight an adult male human, but his strategy seemed quite sound. Fortunately my attempt to snatch the incoming bitty bit was successful, but now I had hold of the beak of an angry goose, who was much stronger than I had imagined he would be. I was also concerned about the stories that they can break bones by whopping you with their wings. Or is that swans? I think it's swans. At the time, it seemed like it must be geese. To avoid such whopping I spun to the side, swinging the goose like some Olympic hammer throw. My intention was to swing him around and around until I could sidestep enough to slam him into a stacked stone column off to the side. However, his beak slid out of my hand after about a revolution, and he spun off like a goosey frisbee. Still victory, right? Nope, that sucker was way more comfortable flying through the air than I would have thought, perhaps because he does it regularly, under his own power. Wings came into play, and he landed gently on his feet about 10 to 15 feet away, turned to face me again, and spread his wings for another charge. Then looked at the female goose to see if she was getting all this macho stuff. She seemed unimpressed. I interpreted her look as, have you gone utterly nuts? He swung his head back and forth between us a couple of times, then gave a honk that I took to mean well, I guess I showed you, and waddled off. I looked into my hand as mom came sprinting out of the lobby over to the boy, accompanied by the desk guy a split second behind her. He had to have leaped over the desk. I see that the beak had not exactly slipped out of my hand. The outer layer had shed or something, and I had that paper thin outer layer still in my palm. Hotel guy says thank you so much. We owe you for that. I hand him the thing in my hand and say here's a bill. Unfortunately, I don't think he got it, but it was still epic. Dolls. I dated a girl that had a porcelain doll collection, and it was terrifying to walk into the room she kept them in and see a ton of dolls looking at you like they were about to come alive and kill you. Went on a date once years ago. Swung by her house to get something. She lived with her mom. Little pictures of Catholic saints peppered every wall surface. Hundreds of them. Dolls everywhere. Low indistinct lighting. Cloyingly stuffy. Dirt on the wood floor and her mother's disembodied voice drifting down from upstairs. There was no second date. Real missed opportunity there. You could have become a character in a based on a true story horror movie in a couple years if you had stuck it out for a while. Corpses. Yeah, the orgies can get a bit boring after a while. ***king. Dwarf. Hamsters. At least in my traumatic childhood experience. Just FYI, this bloody story may make some readers uncomfortable. It's a bit long too. But anyway. So one time my stepsisters bring home a bin of adorable dwarf hamsters and forget to separate males and females. They have little hamster hanky panky and multiply like mad, popping out babies like tiny rodent machine guns. Soon there are too many to contain. They escape and make our gaming room into their hamster love nest. Months pass and the evidence of months of horny hamster humping emerges from beneath every sofa, every bed, every counter. Baby hamsters everywhere. I got to bottle feed a bunch of infant hamsters, and it was every kid's heaven, at first. There was just one problem. This breed was notorious for violent males. It started with finding cute little fuzzy surprises plucking adorable hamster babies from obscure places, like the world's cutest fuzziest Easter egg hunt. It ended with every room in my house being a bloody war zone for fallen hamster soldiers murdered by stronger hornier males. Carcasses under the sofa, the bed, the counter. Some are outside and half eaten by dogs. Friends stop coming over because the smell is overwhelming and this is too traumatizing for children. Imagine being a child in this scenario, paralyzed and crying under the covers every night when you hear scratching and paint squeaking right under your bed or in the wall beside you. Some manage to get up there in your bed. You wake up to dead bodies everywhere. I didn't sleep for months. Eventually we catch them with homemade cages and offer them to a pet store for free. They think we are being generous. Heh, no, but we'll let them think that. It's their problem now. So anyway, moral of the story, hamsters in those numbers aren't cute anymore. Spiders. I opened our garage door once and accidentally broke open a baby spider nest and the wave of air poofed a million tiny baby spiders into my face, mouth, and hair. Worst experience of my life. I have war flashbacks about it still today. Similar thing happened to me with the La Ya/Huntsman spiders in Taiwan. I woke up one morning to baby spiders crawling all over my wall and bed, and the mom was nearby in a corner with the egg sac underneath. Was super traumatized by this, and now even tiny spiders terrify me. Another time my friend and I were sleeping on the floor, and she saw one directly above us on the ceiling. We called our parents and they tried killing it, but it got away and fell behind a row of chairs. Later my friend found it dead within a pile of her clothes. Oh god. I couldn't imagine. I was opening a new bedspread on my couch a few years ago, and when I flipped the bedspread over to look at the design, a huge wolf spider, size of a drink coaster, was sitting on my leg just chilling. I jumped up screaming and ran out the door to my meth head neighbors and had him kill it for me lol. I can't deal with spiders. Evil little demons. Pregnancies. My mom's pregnant. Okay cool, I'll have another sibling. My sister too. I'm gonna be an uncle. Okay now my brother's pregnant, that's just too much. I was like just 3 people. That doesn't sound so bad. And then I read the last one again. Customers. I work as a customer service person who would bag groceries, do carry-outs, pull shelves, and help customers around. Sometimes when it's a big group of them, I tend to freeze and get goosebumps, just feel cold. I just don't know why. I would, after bagging groceries, I would hide myself in the back bathroom to calm down. I hear that. I work in alcohol, so when a flash mob comes in, not only do I have to serve, I have to watch for thievery and check ID. I need a drink just thinking about it. Bosses. I currently have 4 and none of them agree on what needs to be done and how it should be done. Boss B, what are you doing? Me. This task boss A told me to do. Boss B, well don't do it that way, do it this way. Boss A, why aren't you doing it how I told you? Me. Boss B told me the other way was wrong. Boss A, what? Go back to doing it my way, I'll go talk to her. Me. Is redoing the last half hour of work I've done, so I can do it the right way. Boss C, come help worker number 2 with task. Me. I was told by Boss A to fix this right now. Boss C, you can finish when you are done helping worker number 2. Me. Comes back from helping worker number 2. Boss A, why isn't this done yet? Me. Boss C told me to help Boss A, I need this done in 10 minimum. Me. Trying to finish a 30-minute task in 10 minutes. Boss D, you've been working on this all shift, why aren't you done yet? And it goes oon and oon. Luckily it's a temporary thing. Boy band fans. 2 weird girls obsessed with NSYNC, or whatever, giggling in a corner. Versus 800 weird girls obsessed with NSYNC or whatever, screaming, tackling, crying, hair pulling, and freaking out in a venue. No. Edit. Jonas Brothers? What year is it? Sorry Jonas Brothers. Yes, I had to Google that. Yes, I'm aging myself.